Okay, this lesson for the Koine Project Class continues to build on what we initiated with our initial or original Acts 2:38 evaluation. We will now look at the relationship of the Holy Spirit to an individual and to the Ecclesia. How do we distinguish those two? What is that difference? We'll talk about the gift of the Holy Spirit throughout this study of the Holy Spirit and how the Holy Spirit relates to an individual and to churches. And we'll refer to Acts 2:38, the gift of the Holy Spirit again, as I said. But an entire new topic that we've never evaluated. We've evaluated soteriology in light of Calvinism. We've referenced Lutheranism, Arminianism, we touched on Molinism, etc. In this case, there's something called New Light-ism that I have never approached with evaluative experience that I have now, and I've never evaluated it in light of those who are willing to collaboratively reason, and collectively learn together. So I selected 3 texts for the Koine Project Class. We'll do our Koine, then I'll read a few notes from a commentary I have that's designated just for this study of the Holy Spirit. So when we're finished, I'll read that and I'll place that in the description. And this will be just an introduction showing just how vast this topic is in just 3 brief verses and from the Bible. So we'll go to John 16:7, where Jesus said, "But rather I myself," let me write this down as I go. Rather, I myself. Remember, this is an independent pronoun used for emphasis. I myself. I myself. Then he said, "Tain the alethein." No, aletheon. Have to word that out. The truth. Now I'll just capitalize that for a moment. I myself, he says, decreeing. I am decreeing, legò. I am decreeing. Sometimes I translate that way just to remind you that's the same word for speak or dabar in Hebrew. But I myself am decreeing the truth to you all. To you all. Okay, so now we can go from there. Now, so then we have this word, simfere. Oh, what that was. Simfere. Simfere. It is profiting, ὑμῖν, to you all, in order that, hina clause, in order that, I myself, again he mentions I myself, very emphatic, I myself, in order that I myself, that independent pronoun, I myself, ӓπέλθω, I myself should go away. Then we have if, for if, for if I may not, I should not, excuse me, same word here, ἀπέλθω, second aorist. For if I should not go away, then the parakletos, notice that preposition parakletos, the comforter, I'll capitalize that, comforter. Then we have this word ἐλεύσεται, will come, and I'm going to put uk should have gone in front of that. Well, here, I'll put it over here. There we go. The Comforter, uk not. That'll take care of that. Will not come toward you all, toward ὑμᾶς, you all. Then he said, but if, and then we have this word, it's proceed, pορευθῶ. But if I should proceed, I'm working this out because we're doing our Koine Project Class while we're now going into this theological study of the Holy Spirit. I should proceed, then pέμψω, future, I will send αὐτὸν, him, toward you all, prός, you all, ὑμᾶς, toward you all. And then I chose Romans 8:9, which is often quoted and referenced, and I've never studied it in light of this topic of the relationship of the Holy Spirit to individual and relationship of the Holy Spirit to the Lord's churches and to a particular church, and certainly not in light of my first time ever evaluation of something called New Light-ism. That's a nickname for it. But this began back when we were studying in Acts 2:38, and now resources have come my way, and I'm looking forward to collaborating as we do this research. Romans 8:9, so it says, you yourselves, moreover, but you yourselves, este, are not, well, yeah, you yourselves are not, well, you yourselves are not in sαρκί, from sarx, this is locative, sαρκί, in flesh, but rather in, and the letter, we don't want to capitalize that, but rather in πνεύματι, that locative form of spirit, in spirit, I'll capitalize that and we'll discuss that in this study. In spirit, since concerning, we have two prepositions, a conditional particle and a preposition, so I'll just translate them together so you can see that, since we're working as a class to learn Koine and its usefulness. Since concerning pneuma, Spirit of God, theoū, Spirit of God, I'll capitalize this, Spirit of God, oīkεῖ, this is where, this is third person singular, present active indicative, oīkεῖ, is housing in you all, in you all. And then we'll go ahead and go, let me see, but since a certain one, it's like we would say someone, a certain one, not ἐχει, is not having, And then we have this statement, pneuma, spirit, and I'll capitalize this one as well, spirit, Christū, spirit of Christ, having a spirit of Christ. Then, of course, we have the conditional sentence, the protasis, the apodosis, so we have since and then. Then that one, hūtos, that one, and it's masculine. We could just say that man, ἐστιν, is aŭtō, not of him, or we'd say his, not his. Now, then we have Galatians 4:6. I'll speed up. Galatians 4:6, it says, but, or moreover, hoti, but because, we did this text recently, so we should all remember this one. Este, you all are, huioi, sons. Then we have this very long word here, and I'll see if I can fit it in here. Ex, apostelen. And you remember this ex was out from, outwardly. Then we have sent forth. The God, theos, the God, outwardly sent forth, to pneuma, the Spirit of the I'll go ahead and capitalize this, and we'll study that. We need to know what's the rationale, and we get to learn that. The Spirit of the Son, aŭtō, of him, his particular Son, of him. There we go. Into, we have this very specific target, into tas, cardios, into the hearts, plural, notice that, plural, of them, ὑμῶν. Wait a minute, that's not it. Yeah, into their particular hearts, of them. Yeah, of their particular hearts. So the hearts, plural, of them, plural, into their particular hearts, crying, crāzon, let me get out the way here, crāzon, crying, Abba, then we have to pater. There we go. Abba the Father. I'll just go ahead and translate the Father here. We can just leave Abba there. So let's just look for a moment. Let me see how much time. Okay, we've got to hurry here, but let's look at what we'll be evaluating, and then I'll read a few notes. I myself am decreeing the truth to you all. It is profiting to you all or for you all, in order that I myself should go away. For if I should not go away, then the Comforter. So here's a large topic, the Comforter. And this will echo back to Acts 2:38, what was being referred to there, will not come toward you all. But if I should proceed, then I will send him toward you all. Then, but you yourselves are not in flesh, but rather in spirit. This here, we'll study what does that mean, speaking to that congregation, speaking to plural here. Since concerning Spirit of God, so we have this to evaluate. Spirit of God, and notice, as I said earlier, is housing in you all. That's plural. Notice that. So we have two parts here, in you all. So we want to notice location. We want to notice the number. Plural. Housing is the verb. But since a certain one and I guess that would be of you all, among you all, is not having a spirit of Christ. That would be very significant. We'll get to evaluate that. Spirit of Christ. That man is not his in Galatians 4:6, but because you all are sons, remember the condition of being a son was you believed into Jesus Christ. To believe in Jesus Christ, you were persuaded by the good news, persuaded by the Son to believe in him, persuaded by the gospel of the God, the Father of Jesus Christ, who loved in this manner, insomuch that he gave his only begotten Son. So the God, the Father of Jesus Christ, you are sons. The God outwardly sent forth the Spirit of the Son of him. Notice this is very much the most fullest expression so far we've had. The Spirit of him, or of the Son of him, into, notice, the hearts of them, or of you all, excuse me, into the hearts of you all. I don't know why I did that. I have no idea. That's why we think when we go back and look at it. You all crying, Abba, the Father. Now, I'll read some notes from my, where I set those. Here we go. And this is from a commentary I recently acquired, and I'll be using it just for the purpose of this study. It wasn't expensive, but it cost enough to make it worth it. And I'm curious about it because it is affiliated with Baptist writer or Baptist people. But it's by Adam Harwood, Christian Theology, Biblical, Historical, and Systematic. And then I'll put that in the description. But he just begins where I took some notes. The Holy Spirit indwells Christians. He just makes the statement in his context of the Holy Spirit study. Paul told the Roman believers that the Holy Spirit has been given to us, Romans 5:5. Now, Romans 5:5 will be on our board. I will be reviewing every text to which he makes reference. He then went to Romans 8:9, what we have placed up here to look at. He said, if anyone does not have the Spirit of Christ, they do not belong to Christ. Also, God's Spirit indwells believers corporately, which really got my attention because I don't find very many people who speak in that term. And he said, you is plural in 1 Corinthians 3:16. So he noticed that. And we'll look at 1 Corinthians 3:16. God sent the Spirit of his Son into our hearts. So Galatians 4:6, we just looked at this one right here. And then it says, God put his Spirit in our hearts as a deposit, 2 Corinthians 1:22. Paul told Timothy that the Holy Spirit lives in us, 2 Timothy 1:14. And then again, this is from that particular commentary. I've noticed it was first brought to my attention on Soteriology 101. Dr. Leighton Flowers was doing an interview by a person. So Dr. Flowers is of the Southern Baptist tradition. And I was curious when I noticed this commentary, and they were engaging, and Dr. Flowers is known for evaluating, critiquing something in soteriology called Calvinism particularly, and thus Soteriology 101. But we're using this, and you can see now as much as we have here to evaluate, this will be quite a thing that's interesting because this I should go away, I myself should go away, and we'd already studied previously that he had said he would send another of the same kind, another comforter of the same kind. So have a blessed day as we enjoy this. This is an introduction. It's a lot to review, but we get to do it. It brings energy and interest to the study of the languages, and we can see the advantages and also the difficulties that may still abide, regardless of how specific and worded out we begin, because we still have to take all the context, have to take our theology. We have to go and evaluate these terms. And I'm fascinated by trying to learn the rationale personally for when were capital letters and lowercase letters used and what was the rationale behind it. So have a blessed day, and I encourage you to participate in this study.